This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So now, in the last class, we have seen about your the the insert statement, the modify statement, and we have seen about your the continue statement and exit statement. And then now in today's class, we are going to see the final SQLs, the native SQL. Sorry, the Open SQL syntax is called as your delete. So the delete. So this statement is used to remove the records from the internal table from the internal table. So now how you want to remove the records from your internal table? So this delete statement we can be used in three ways. The first way is delete with where conditions. Where conditions, and the next one is delete using with work area, and next delete adjacent duplicates. So these are the three things. Now the first thing is delete with where conditions. So now in this, based upon your condition, I want to remove the records based on the conditions which we provide. I want to remove all the records which, if it is satisfies the condition. Based on the conditions, I want all the records to be gets deleted. All the records to be deleted. Then we will be using this delete with where condition. So the syntax is delete internal table where where excuse me guys, yeah, where field 1 is equal to, you can write is equal to or greater than or less than, not equal to, greater than, less than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, anything you can write, any every operator it can be, you can able to use it over here. Value 1. So if it is satisfies this condition, so whatever the value, so the records will be gets deleted. The records will be gets deleted. So this is what your delete with where condition. Now coming with delete with work area, this statement we will we will majorly used inside the loop. So inside the loop, we will be majorly using this statement. So inside the loop, if I want to remove that work area, with the help of that work area, then we will be using this delete statement. The syntax is delete table, internal table, whatever the internal table we will be having from work area. So this is what the statement is. Delete table, internal table from your work area. So you can write here the value hash and you can provide your details. Even you can write your value hash and you can just provide all your details. So it will just go ahead and delete that record. Next I'll be telling you about the delete adjacent duplicates. Before that, I just want to show you what is the sorting condition. So how can we sort the internal table, and then I can able to show you your delete adjacent duplicates. Now let me check this delete statement. So let me log on to my SAP system. So now I'm going to SE38. I'll just opening our table, our yesterday's program, and let me click on my change mode. Now, my requirement is I want to delete all the records. My requirement is I want to delete all the records where where MTART is equal to FERT. So if FERT, so based upon this condition, I want to delete all my records. So in that case, what I will do, so I'll just say delete GT underscore Mara where MTART we'll just write FERT. We'll just write FERT. Now do your pretty printer and let's get activate the code. So I'm just activating the code. Now I'm keeping a breakpoint over here. Let me click on execute. Now, how many records are there which is satisfying the FERT condition? So as of now, we do have only one record which is satisfying the one. Yeah, only one record which is there. So now I want to remove this. So if I say F5, see here, that record will be gets deleted. That record will be gets deleted. So this is how. So now when I click on execute, you can see only uh, there is an exit statement after the fifth record, so that's the reason it's got it's came up. So there is an exit statement if it is satisfies this condition. So let me also comment this. Okay, so if I want to keep on multiple conditions, and you can say and MTART is equal to, let's say I want to do it on my space, you can do it like this. So just provide single quotation with a space bar, or you can also write a the name of say word space. So word space also you can return. So the system will consider that as your blank value. The system will consider that as your blank value. Now my blank value and my FERT has to be gets removed. So if I say F5, why it's not removed everything? Sorry, F5. I keep it as end condition, so it is taking it as both conditions are satisfying or not. We have to keep it as the OR condition, over here. So let me go ahead and keep that one. Here I keep it as end. On the same field, you have to keep it as OR. So now I'm just going to activate this one. Let me click on execute now. Now, if I go here to Mara and if I say this as F5, see here, my both the records has got deleted. My both the records got deleted, and now it is showing you the output without showing those records. So like this, you can able to use with your delete with where condition. Now, my requirement is if gs underscore mara is equal to zroh, I want to delete that record. So now you can even simply write down like this also over here. But right now I just want to show you inside the loop. How can we delete with work area? So that's the reason I'm going to show you over here. So what I'm going to do, my condition, my requirement is when I'm processing the internal table, processing the internal table, I want to see the material type is equal to ZOH. Then delete the record, delete the record from the from the internal table, and also don't show me the record in the output. Don't show me the record record in the output. Don't show me that record. So now what is my thing? I'll just use if gs underscore mara hyphen mtart is equal to zroh, then what I am going to do, delete table. What is my internal table? gt underscore mara from gs underscore mara. From gs underscore mara. Now let me check this if you have any errors over here or not. We don't have. MTA. Check this, we don't have any errors. Now my first requirement is done, so delete the records from my internal table, and I don't want to show this records in my output, so I don't want to execute this statement. So what is the statement I have to use? What is the statement I have to use? What is the statement I have to use? I don't want to execute. I don't want to execute the next statements.
You can use exit.
Exit.
No, no, it's continue. It's good, continue. So exit, see the difference between the exit and continue is continue will not execute the next statements. It will go to the next record of the loop, whereas exit, it will not execute the next statement, and also it will not execute the next records. But in my case, I want to execute the next records. I say I don't want the current record to be displayed. I don't want to show the, so that means it has to go to the next record and it has to check those things. So we have to use the statement called as your continue. We have to use the statement called as your continue. Now do your pretty printer and let's get activate the code. Now when I say this as, when I keep a breakpoint over here, let me click on execute. F8. So here the first record is ROH. Now if I say F8, it will just go to your site abx equal to 2. See here. So it is looping the record and then it is just checking, because we have keep a breakpoint inside your loop and end loop. Inside your loop and end loop, we have keep a breakpoint. So now my third record, so it is FERT. My fourth record, HALB. My fifth record, ZROH. Now if I say F5, now if I go to my internal table, see here, it will just remove that record. 8 records is there right now. Now it's continue. Next, again, it will be size about the site abx equal to 5, because we have deleted the fifth record. The sixth record will become to your fifth record. So my site abx will not get changed because you have deleted your fifth record. Okay, so that's the thing. Now F8. Now again sixth record. Now if I go here, the sixth record will be gets deleted, and now it will be continue. Again, it again backs to your sixth record. Now seventh record will be gets deleted, and then it will again be your same thing. So this is how you can play with your delete using your work area. Delete with your work area. Now the next thing. The next thing is delete adjacent duplicates. Before we go ahead with that statement, so we are going to see something called as the sort statement. The sort statement in the new syntaxes, this sort statement. So you will be having a statement called as your order by. Order by. In Java, you will be having a statement called as order by, which will do your sorting. Whereas in SAP, you will be using a sort statement. In the same way, you can also group your values with the help of your group by statement. Group by statement, you can able to use that. Those two statements we can able to use in your new syntaxes. In our new syntaxes, we can able to use those new statements, the order by and your group by, the order by and group by statements. So this you will be writing directly in your select queries. So in SAP also, in new syntaxes, we can able to use that in your select queries. In your select queries, we can able to use this order by and your group by statements. But but let's say, for example, I want to do a sorting of your internal table in between the code. In between the code, if you want to do your sorting of your internal table, you have to use this statement. You have to use this statement. For example, based upon one condition, I want to sort the internal table in one way, and based upon the other condition, I want to sort my internal table in another way. So if that is the case, that you can't able to do it with the help of your select queries, you can go ahead, you have to do it with the help of your this normal sort statement. So this will sort the internal table either in ascending order or in descending order, either in ascending order or in descending order. By default by default when we use the sort statement, SAP will always do it in ascending order. SAP will always do that in your ascending order. So if I want to use the descending, you have to use a keyword called as descending. Now, the syntax. The syntax is sort internal table. So I'll just say GT underscore your description by whatever the fields you want. Field 1, field 2, field 3, and so on. And so on. This is by default, it will be doing your ascending. If I want that in descending, then you will just say copy the same syntax. And then at the last, you will be writing descending. So you will be writing your descending order. So this is what your the sort statement is. So now let me go back to my this thing. I'm just going to uncomment all these things, the delete statement one. So now I want to sort my internal table. Sort the internal table based on let's say MATNR. Let's say MATNR, or I'll be going with MTART. Usually in real time, we basically 90%, 95% we will be using your key fields in your sorting criteria. The key fields of your table in your sorting criteria, we will be using that. We'll be using it usually in real time. There are some places where you have to use your non-key fields also, but when you are writing your queries, usually we will be doing it on your uh, on your uh, on your key fields of your database table whatever the key fields you have, on that key fields you will be going to use. 95% we will be using that one. There are 5% of chances where we'll be using on your non-key fields also. Okay, so now, so sorting the internal table based on your MTART. So then what is the statement? So sort GT underscore Mara by MTART. That's it. Now I just want to do my pretty printer, and I'll just go ahead and activate my code. If I keep a breakpoint over here, let me click on execute. So now if I go to my GT Mara, till now the sorting has not yet executed yet. So now you can see here, the space will come first, then FH, then RZ. So like that it will come. F5, see here, FH, ROH, ROH, and ZROH, all these things will be come up. So this is how your sort statement will work. Now this is what all about your sort statement. You can write n number of fields over here based upon the fields which you provided over here. SAP will doing the sorting by taking that value. Now let's say, for example, I want to do it on my material number as well as here as well. So okay, or else I want to do it on my material type and MBRSH. So MBRSH. So now you will be just saying this as MBRSH. Internally, what SAP will do, it will take the value of both the fields. That means in the first field, what it is, ROH and C. So now it will be taking this as ROH and C. So like this. So now this combination will be used and it will be get sorted. It will be get sorted. So internally in SAP that will be gets clubbed, and based upon that it will be get sorted and it will be just shown you the sorting format of your internal table. The sorting format of your internal table. That is what SAP will do it when we are writing the multiple fields in your sort condition. Okay, so now, so let me activate this one. Now what I'm going to do, I'm the next thing is, yeah, the next thing is we are going to see the delete adjacent duplicates. So I want to get the unique records from my internal table. So if my requirement is if my requirement is to get the unique records from the internal table based on the conditions, then we will be using this delete adjacent duplicates. So to do the delete adjacent, the table must be sorted based on the conditions, based on the conditions which we want to provide, excuse me, which we want to provide in delete adjacent. So whatever the conditions you want to provide in delete adjacent, with that conditions the table must be get sorted. So if I go to my Excel sheet, Excel, so now, so let me take this as my sales order number, my sales order item number, material, and then the quantity and price. Okay, so sales order 1, I'm just going to take this as item 10. In SAP, we will be having all these items as item 10, 20, 30, 40, like that you will be having. So item numbers will be starting with the 10 series. Okay, remember that. Material M1, and then quantity 5. Let's take price as 100. Now sales order 1, line item 20, material M2, and then quantity 5. Let's take this as 100. Now sales order 2, line item 10, and M3 or M2, I am taking as 5 and 100. Sales order 2, line item 20, and M3 3, let's take this as 90. So now sales order 2, line item 30, M1 quantity 2, and quantity 3, and then it will be close to like 60 rupees. So now sales order 3, line item 10, M4 quantity 1, let's take this as 10 rupees. Next sales order 3, line item 20, M3, quantity 2 and 40. Now sale order 3, 30, M5, and then 1 and then 10 rupees. Let's take this as. Now if I go ahead and this is what my internal table data which I have got. Now here I want to know what are my unique material numbers. What are my unique materials? That means which will not get repeated for multiple times, which will not get repeated for multiple times. So what is my unique materials? If I take this, so M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 are my unique materials. Now what we have to do, first of all, we will have to do a sort on this. So I'm going to do a sort, and then it has done your sorting, either the descending sort or ascending sort. Let me do an ascending sort. So it has done your sorting, and now I want to do my delete adjacents. So you'll be going to your data and you can just say your remove duplicates. So I'll just select this one. I'll just remove my duplicates. Sorry. So remove duplicates. So now it has removed 3 duplicates, and the remaining 5 values will be unique. Remaining 5 values. So but in SAP what it will do, it will remove the entire content of that record. It will just check. So how it will be checking in SAP? So it will just check the first value is equal to second value or not. If it is same, it will remove this record, and then again it will check with first value with your second value. Both are different, it will keep this record. Now it will check with this value with this value. If both are same, it will delete this record. And then again it will check this value with this value. Both are same, it will keep this. Now it will start from here and it will check this. It is same, it will just delete this record. Now it will check this with this one, it is same. Now it will check this with this one. Both are same. So now this record will be shown you in your output. This record will be shown you in your output. This record will be shown you. This record will be shown you, and this record. Now my comparison field is on my material. So we have to do a sort on your material number. You have to do a sort on your material number. Yeah, material number, you have to do a sort. Now over here, so I want to get my unique records based on my ROH. Based on my material type, I want to get my unique records. So then what you will be writing, delete adjacent duplicates. So delete adjacent duplicates from what is my table GT underscore Mara comparing. You have to use a word called as comparing, and you will be writing here your MTART, which is nothing but your group by statement. It will group you the values. It will group the values. Now I'm just going to activate that one, or I can say the distinct values. The distinct. If I want to get the unique records, you can just write your distinct, distinct keyword. So with the help of that, it will just go ahead and showcase you the unique values. Expected this one. So I'm going to SC38. Let me open this and I'll just say click on change. So I'm going to say delete adjacent duplicates from GT underscore Mara comparing MTART. I'm just going to compare that one. Now do your pretty printer and let's get activate your code. Now I'm just going to put a breakpoint over here. Let me click on execute. Now it will just do your sort statement. It will just do your sort statement FFI. It has sorted your internal table. Now this record will be gets deleted. This record will be gets deleted, and then this record will be gets deleted, and this record will be gets deleted. So because this value is same, this record will be gets deleted. Now this value is same, this record will be gets deleted, and now this is different. It will be unique. This record and this record will be gets deleted. Now if I say this as FFI, see my unique values has been found. My unique values has been found with the material types. After this, if you want to do any other things, you can go ahead and do that, and you can get your proper output. You can get your proper output. So this is what your delete adjacent duplicates from. This is what your delete adjacent duplicates from. Now, the last and the final statement of your internal table is the read statement. The read statement. What is this statement does? So this statement is used to read the record, is used to read the record from an internal table, based on the conditions, based on the conditions based on the conditions. It will just read the record from my internal table. How can we know? How can we?
One question, Ravi.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
delete statement, if you have all the columns, like let's say two records, we have similar data. So how the system will identify to delete the
So
record?
that's what I told you, right? Whatever the two columns you are going to provide in the comparison statement. So those two columns, first of all, you have to provide that in your sort statement. How many conditions you are going to provide it over here? With those, we have to sort your internal table. So the same way. So when I take this as yeah, MBRSH, so it will just take this as so ROHC like this, and then ROHC. If it is sees these two records, now this will be get started with these two things. Now the same thing you are going to provide this over here, MBRSH. So now here also it will just check these two values as unique one with the unique value, and it will just check whether we have any two records with that same value. It will just delete that. So for example, if I want to delete my internal table based upon my sales order and item, or else the sales order and my material number. So what it will do, so 3M1 it will be taking, 3M1 it will be taking, next 2M2 it will be taking, next 3M2 it will be taking. So now this 3M1 and this 3M1 both are the same. This record will be gets deleted. This is how it will be doing. So whatever the fields you are going to pass on your delete adjacent duplicates, you have to pass those fields. Before that, you have to do your sorting condition with those fields. Okay, clear, Pawan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let me come back to the next, the last, the read statement. So this statement is used to read the records from the internal table based on our conditions. Based on the conditions, it will just record the internal. It will just read the record from your internal table. How can we know if the if the if the read statement is success, or if it is failure? So whether it has read the record successfully, or whether it has not read the record successfully. How can we know if the read statement is read statement, get the record or not, get the record or not. So we will be having a system variable called as sci sub rc. So sci sub rc is a system variable. It will tell us, it will tell us if the it will tell us if the statement is a success or failure. If the statement is success or failure, whether the statement has done its job or not. So in layman terms, whether the statement has done its job or not. Any statement you can see it over here. If let's say, for example, I want to do it uh, on my material. So material numbers we have provided it as unique, and then we have done it as material. So this is also my unique number. So that means it will not deleted any record. So my size of RC condition will be 4. Let me activate this one. So now when I click on execute, you can see here your size of RC value over here. Now if it has done your sort F5, it will do it. Now the delete adjacent duplicates. Now F5. So see here my size of RC equal to 4. It can't able to delete, it can't able to see any adjacent values with the same. It can't able to see any adjacent values with the same, because if I go here, we have provided the unique values as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. We don't have any common values, so it can't able to execute that statement. It will go to your size sub rc equal to 4. So if the size sub rc is equal to 0, if the value is 0, then it's success. Then it's success. So that means it has done its job. Other than that, other than any value, it's a failure. It's a failure. So it has not done its job. It has not done its job. So that's what your size RC will tell us. We will be using this size RC in so many places when you are writing your select queries. So the next we are going to start it with that, the select queries. And then when you are writing with your read statement, and when you are writing the database updates, the native SQL statements, the native SQL statements, the native SQL statements. So in all these things, how can we know whether it is success or failure? With the help of your size RC. And if you are doing anything like your when you want to send the data, so when you are sending the data to a third party system, so you will be using that connection, whether the connection is successful or not. If the connection is successful or not, connection to the third party system is successful or not, all these things you can able to do it with the help of your size RC. Size RC will play a prominent role in your ABAP coding. In your ABAP coding, size RC will play a prominent role. Okay, remember that. Now let's see this one. So now I'm just going with my that read statement. What is this read statement? So read statement is used to read the records. Now the syntax is read table. We have to read the table, internal table. What is my internal table? GT underscore your description. So when you are reading it, it will just read one single record based on the conditions. If it is satisfying multiple conditions also, the SAP will read the first record. The SAP will read the first record which is satisfying that condition. Let's say, for example, on my condition field 1 is equal to C1, condition 1, and field 2 is equal to my C2. So with these conditions, if I have 4 records, the first record which satisfies, the first record which it mets. It met, that will get. That's it. All, not all the 4 records will not be, you will not be get by your read statement. If I want to get all the 4 records to be read, then you have to use some loop statements, and you have to get those records. Loop statement, and you have to get the record. So if I want to read one single record of my internal table based upon my conditions, then we are going to use this read statement. Read table, internal table. So where we have to pass this? So we have to provide the values into a work area, with key. With the key, what is the conditions? So field 1 is equal to, let's say, the value 1. Here you can only use the equal to condition only, guys. Remember that in the read statement, you can able to use only your equal to conditions. You can't able to use your greater than, less than, or anything. Field 1 equal to value 1, field 2 equal to value 2, and field 3 equal to value 3, etc, etc. So you don't need to keep your AND conditions or conditions. You just need to keep this on field values. So that's it. So this is what your the read statement is. So how the read statement will work? So the read statement will work record by record. That means based on your conditions, what it will check, whether it is satisfying or not. And then it will go to your next statement, whether it is satisfying or not. And then it will go to your next statement, whether it is satisfying or not. Then it will go to the next statement, whether it is satisfying or not. Now, if it is go to this statement, if it is satisfying, this will read and it will be passing to your work area. It will be passing to your work area. So that's what the read statement will do. That's what the read statement will do. Okay, so like this. Now let's say, for example, if you have 10 crore records, or 10 lakh records. Now if your record is at 99,000 position, so it has to read to 98,999, which will be your, which will be a time consuming, so time consuming process. So now how can you avoid that one? So to avoid that one, we do have a statement called as the read with the binary search. We'll have one more statement called as the read with binary search. So now what is this binary search? So in SAP, the reading will always be done in 2 ways. The reading will always done in 2 ways. One is the linear search, and the second one is the binary search. The first one is your linear search, and the second one is your binary search. So now the linear search is record by record, it will check. Record by record, the system will check. So how we are using our normal read statement? This statement is uses your linear search. Whereas the next statement, so this record by record will search. Okay. So now the binary search. So binary search is nothing but it will divide the table into half. It will divide the table into half, and it will check whether the value, is coming in the upper half of the internal table, internal table or the lower half. Upper half or the lower half. So upper half of the internal table or the lower half. So let's say if it is coming in the upper half, so then again the upper half, then this So now this lower half will not be considered by SAP. So that means if you have 10 lakh records, 10 lakh records, it will be just divided into 5 lakh and 5 lakh, 5 lakh and your 5 lakh. So let's say, for example, like this, if I'm going with, so erase all the triangles. Now I'm just want to do a sort on these two fields. I'll also, okay. So now here, let me take this as, oh shit. Okay. Sorry guys. Let me fill this internal table one more time. M2, M2. I'm just going to say line 2, 10, M3, and then 2, 20, 220, M4, and then 3, 10, M2, and then 3, 20, M1, and then 3, 30, M5. M5. So now what it will do, this table will be divided into half. How many records? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will just divided into your half. So into your half, it will be just divided. Now, if I want to get my sales order 1, sales order 1 line item 10, I want to get my sales order 1 line item 10, or else I want to get sales order 3 line item 30. So where this sales order 1, it will be in your lower session. It will be in your lower session. So now this lower session, this upper session, SAP will not check. So this lower session, again, it will be divided into 2. Now where it is coming, whether it is coming in the upper part or lower part. Now this again session will not be checked, and again it will be divided into 2, and this part it will not check, and it will just get this unique record. It will just get this unique record. That's what your binary search is. It will just divide it into half, and it will just gets the exact value. So when compared to this linear search, the binary search will be very faster. The binary search is very, very faster. Now, if I go here to work with your binary search, so that's called your binary search. To work with your binary search, the internal table must be sorted. Remember this condition. Note to work with the binary search, binary search, the internal table must be sorted. The internal table must be sorted. So this is what your binary search is. So the syntax is the same thing. So we'll just copy the same syntax, and then we will be using this read with binary search, the syntax. At the last, you will be writing this as the binary. So you have to just write this as the binary search. So this is what you have to do it in case of your binary search. The example program and the how to write this within your new syntaxes, how to write this with new syntaxes, we will be going and seeing in your tomorrow's session. So that's the end of today's session. Before I signing off, any other questions?
No.
Okay, I'll be considering it as no questions, and we'll meet you tomorrow at the same time, and we'll continue our session. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.